Yay, welcome. Stephanie and I are driving this airplane today. Steph, whoop, whoop. Yes. I saw this comedian and she was in first class, in business class on the plane. And she was looking at all the knobs and she goes, "What? This is so complex. Like, am I driving the plane?" That's how I feel today. So it's really good to see you. And it's some of you we haven't seen in a while. It's great to have you back. Miss you all. I love when we have a full house, and we have some really, really exciting things coming up that Stephanie and I are going to share with you. I don't even know where to begin because there's so much, but I want to just find out, was anybody on the call last night, the message maps call last night or yesterday? And get just some of the little details about the promos. Well, we do have some promos, and we'll share those too. And I just posted them in the UBT thread. I didn't post them anywhere else, but I just want to remind you all of what's happening as far as promos. We've got the pumpkin spice protein, buy one, get one free. That is Tall's favorite. She cannot live without it. And the peppermint bark protein, again, buy two, get one free. And I didn't even get a chance to get that one. So I'm stoked that one's back. And you get a free Green Foods Bible and silicone bag with every ULT performance. Okay. So the Green Foods Bible hasn't been coming with the packs for some years. So this is really cool that you can get the actual Green Foods Bible. So take advantage of that in the silicone bag. I feel like that was something that was such an asset that people got their packs with a Green Foods Bible. Who has one? Who doesn't have one? I hope everyone has one and has had a chance to read it. That's basically described. That's basically every ingredient, described. So if you have people who are like, what's the ingredients? What do they do? Say, get this book. You have to read this book. It'll tell you everything about your products. And then there's all these rewards points, which are in the UBT thread. You can look at them, but you get, if you spend $50, you get 500 rewards points. $100, you get 1,000 rewards points. 300, it's basically like getting 10% back if you, on your January order. So when you order in these are only good for January. So you want to use these points in January. So you buy now and you get these points. You can use them in January and get all these rewards. Okay. So that's the quick announcement for what's happening. And Stephanie, is there anything that is up in front for you that you're excited about that you'd like to share?
God, yes. I'm like on fire over here. Can you feel it? Who wants to create radiant wealth and health in 2022 for yourself and for your entire community, colleagues, friends, family? Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm on fire to create radiant wealth and health in 2022 for myself. You all know my health journey. It continues. I'm not 100%, but every day I'm working in service to that. And I'm committed to being transparent about my journey through all of my platforms, my email list, my social networks, and the content pillars, which I look forward to saying more about as we move into our 90-day run, which we'll be sharing about in a moment. But really getting, drilling down to those things that I care deeply about and being incredibly powerful, transparently articulate in communicating. So that's what I'm feeling in my heart today, Rachel, that I'm super inspired about. I'm also really ready for 2022. Is anyone feeling like they're done with 2021? I'm in that place of like letting it go, right? Like taking stock of what we achieved and what we didn't achieve. And I've been doing that now for the last month and a half, really. And so it's good. It's a healthy thing to do. And we're going to be doing that a lot more this coming Friday. It's our last Fierce Friday of the year. We're going to be talking about gratitude for what we've experienced and also what we're looking forward to in 2022. So join me Fierce Friday at 11 a.m. for our last Fierce Friday of the year. And then, Rachel, I'd really like to talk about what Purium is doing to really get our year started next week. So can we pivot to that?
Absolutely. Can't wait.
Yeah. So, Rachel's been calling it a winter convention. And, I have been grieving the fact that we haven't been gathering in person for these last couple years, right? But we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm pretty sure as a company, as a field, we will be meeting together in 2022. That's my prayer. And I hope you'll all hold that thought as well, because that's really how I built my business. Atal was there in California. I built my business with in-person events, consistent in-person events. So we've had to pivot with COVID, and now it's all about the virtual events. And so Purium is creating this beautiful 3-day virtual event next week that Rachel's calling the Winter Convention. And the reason why I love that you're calling that, Rachel, is because my first convention was absolutely life-changing. And I want to share that story with you right now. Thanks to Rachel, who got, there was a gal between us who's no longer with the company. She got me on a call with Rachel, and Rachel really dived into what I was passionate about and why did I want residual income, and what did financial freedom look like for me, and all the things that that we teach you about in our vision calls when we're bringing people to the business potentially. So Rachel had us all crying by the end, by the end of it all, the questions that she was asking me. And, I got to reveal my heart and what I really wanted to do with my life, which has to do with serving women and women of birthing age, with my sacred birth work and everything. And so I got to that convention because of Rachel. I made mountains move, like I had a huge, family gathering that I was supposed to be going to in Montana. I ended up going to the family gathering and then leaving, flying from Montana to Florida to meet up with Rachel in person and Dave and Amy. And so it was at that convention that I started taking Purium seriously, that it went from being, just a fun little hobby of me sharing on Facebook to, oh my goodness, this is something that I can actually viably do as a business. And it totally aligns with my values and my heart. And I can make some really good money doing this. There was a massive pivot for me where I was just like, oh yeah, I lost weight. It's great. Like you can too, to, oh my goodness, this is a business. I can lead with the business and I can find brand partners, and bam, 4 weeks after convention, I found my first brand partner, and 2 months later I was diamond, because I made that massive business pivot. So this is what's possible with this 3-day event coming up, for you to really have that revelation in your mind about what am I doing in 2022 with Purium? And then what Rachel and these other gorgeous crowns, Sarah Rhinelander, Mary Beth Fleming, Rita Fleming, Christina Amon, and I are all working on for this 90-day run. Holy smokes. I am so excited personally to be breathing that crown rarefied air for 90 days to elevate my business to black, red, and crown in 2022. So black diamond, red diamond, and crown. So I'm just wanting to wholeheartedly invite you all to come and join Purium next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for our winter convention, and any other brand partners that are inactive, are in your field or in your community that you want to share this with. Invite them, excite them about what's possible and what they can create by weaving Purium into what they're already doing. Whether you're a yoga teacher, whether you're a business coach, whether you're a cook, you're a chef, an artist, all the ways that we show up on this team, right? It can all be woven together. That's my sacred medicine, really, is helping the people on my team to weave Purium into what they're already doing. And if you want to hear more about that, I can, unpack that a little bit more for you for Team Radiance. I'd love to share more about that, but I'm also going to be sharing this stuff for the whole team in the 90-day run. So I'm thrilled about all that we're creating together, Rachel, with the other crowns, and what's going to happen for Team Alchemy as we launch into 2022.
Thank you. I could just feel your inspiration just oozing, and I'm like, want some of that. It's so contagious. Yeah, so there is a way to register for the kickoff. If someone has a link, we can put the link in there. Otherwise, put it in the UBT thread. But there is a way to, and anybody who registers for this kickoff is going to be eligible for QV points, right? So you can get points, free points for you and your whole upline if you just register for the event. And then you want to make sure you get these events on your calendar. They're going to be longer than usual. So like the Leslie Zan call is going to be an hour and a half. The Dave Sandoval event is going to be, he's going to be talking. You know what it's like to hear David on stage. It's always so deeply educational on more than just the level of products, but it's always inspirational business wise. And it's always also spiritual. It always has such a deep note that is really, a call to action in the crisis of our world. And it's really great to get people onto that call with Dave, because people fall in love with the founders of this company. They really do fall in love with the mission and vision when they actually hear them and understand like what this is about. And so I invite you all to make sure that you're on these Zooms so you get to hear that, feel that, reawaken that within you, and bring friends and anybody who, even dormant brand partners, and like help let them have a taste of what this is again, because a lot of people are reactivating right now for many reasons. One is obviously we all know that there's a lockdown, kind of that's going in and out, that goes in and out of place. And a lot of people have been displaced from work, and a lot of people, the great resignation has happened where people have left the workforce, millions of people. And so now more than ever, people are looking for this opportunity. And I see it every day because I created a new account on Instagram. And as I've been posting regularly on this new account, I'm getting all these new followers, and I'm just saying hello to each one of them and just experiencing all these people who are actually in that situation, talking about trying to figure out work and stuff like that. And then they're all kind of interested when I start talking about the business opportunity. So, the business opportunity is something to lead with right now, which leads me into Thursday's call, which this Thursday, usually it's the Bliss team call, right? The Superfood Social team call. And usually it's a training, but this Thursday, it's going to be a business opportunity Zoom with Christina leading from the point of view of regenerative health and wealth. Okay, so she's been leading these Zooms for her, Mary Beth and Rita Fleming, the Flemings, and Carrie Jewing, they're all under her, right? All those crowns and colored diamonds are under Christina, and she's leading these beautiful, beautiful business opportunity Zooms. Can you imagine the flavor of what they're offering in a business opportunity? So it's just going to be a 30-minute Zoom. They're leading, I posted the picture in the team thread. And for those of you who are not in the accountability thread, I'm just going to show it to you. This is what we are inviting people to. New year, new me. Okay, this is the flyer that you can send to people to invite them to this call. It says, I love this. I get excited. It says the stream to support the dream. Oh. Okay. Does that feel good? Diversifying income streams in 2022. So that's going to be Thursday at 1 Pacific time, our usual Zoom time. That's at superfood.social/Zoom. So who can you invite? Who can you invite to say, hey, I'm reactivating in my business this year. I'm taking it to a new level. I'm creating a team. I'm looking for people who want to work online, who would like to collaborate. Is this you? Are you someone? And just start inviting people to this event. It's so beautiful, isn't it? I just think it's such a gorgeous flyer, Christina.
It's really great. What did you say, Rachel? The stream to support the dream. That's inspired right there.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
So, yeah. And so this is also what's going to start happening in 2022. We're going to make those Thursday calls, business opportunity calls, that are going to be led by us. Mm-hmm. So it's going to have a slightly different flavor than the corporate business opportunity Zooms, because it's going to be how we speak and our language and our culture that we've kind of created with our teams. And it's very authentic. It's very raw. It's very welcoming. It doesn't have a corporate feel. It feels very like collective, right? We're inviting you into this collective experience. And so I really appreciate, and that is really the flavor of our new leadership level up retreat, I'm going to call it. You know, it's a 90-day it's a 90-day container, once a week for 90 days, January through March. And this is a leadership level up training, and I'm going to call it a leadership retreat, because it is a treat and it is a retreat whenever we get to have Sarah, since we so rarely see her anymore now that she's partially retired and has 4 kids and is living the dream in Uruguay, just built her house. Who's seen her house? Have you all seen the pictures of her house that she just built in Uruguay? It's so beautiful. And it's just such a lovely experience they're having. And so, you know, Sarah and the Flemings and Christina, they all have such a beautiful way of sharing on social media that's so not in your face annoying. It's like so welcoming, inviting, and has this really beautiful kind of like feminine flavor. And you know, I like the yin and yang dynamic that we are going to be creating in January, because we have Leslie Zan, who's at the helm on Tuesday nights, which is going to be a requirement for our 90 days, because we really want people to experience. A lot of people have been missing out on her trainings. I know I've seen some of you on those Zooms that haven't been on the UBT Zooms, but like her trainings have a real solid ground. They're very grounding, they're very solid, and it really is beautiful because it incorporates all the wisdom from all of the crowns across the company. Leslie Zan has literally saved Purium. She has literally taken us from one place where we weren't sure where we were going, and has like given us a whole new direction and foundation and motivation and inspiration. And she's very grounded. And so we have her grounding, and then we have all the wisdom combined from all the people who are like, you know, all the new crowns and everybody who's just got so much energy and new ideas, right? So we have all these new ideas that are like coming into the company right now. And we don't want to miss those Leslie Zan calls, which is one of the reasons why we decided to change this call to Wednesday. So instead of this is our last UBT, no more Tuesday calls. We are going to have the kickoff week. We're not going to do this on the kickoff week. We're not going to have any of those Zooms on the kickoff week. Only the Thursday Bliss Zoom, Superfood Social Zoom will happen on the kickoff week, which is next week, right? The first week of January. And then when we begin this 90 days of leadership training retreat, that is when we're going to be having the Leslie Zan on Tuesdays. The first few minutes, we can like backstitch Leslie Zan's call on Wednesdays. And then we haven't totally completely set everything in stone, but it's going to be like 45 minutes of training and then 45 minutes of prospecting together. So it's going to be more of a 90-minute call where we're doing something together. And we're going to model that today, because this isn't going to be long. We're not going to talk much longer, but we're going to go in shortly after this into inviting to this event, this New Year, New Me, the Stream to Support the Dream event that's happening on Thursday. Okay. So we officially start, like Stephanie says in the chat, we officially start on January 12th. That is our first retreat, leadership level up retreat Zoom is on the 12th. So we have between now and then to start applying the application process, which we don't have a formal application yet, but we do now know some of the steps of the application, which I'll leave it over to I'll pass the mic back to Stephanie to share with you a little bit about that.
Yeah, awesome. So everything's changing. Can you feel it? Everything's changing, whole redesign, so that we are starting with newness. I just need a moment, Rach, to pull up that. Here we go. It's right here. So we're working on the application form. You will be getting a link to that soon. As you've heard, we have a lot of amazing minds working on this. And so there's some big collaboration happening, and we just want to make sure that everything's perfect before we share it. But here's some of what you can start working on right now as part of your application. We will have a business forward list of 200. those of you who worked with Sarah last spring for her 6-week, she asked us to do that for her Path to Mastery. So it's going to be similar. We will be asking you for, similar to what Rachel has done with her accountability Zoom, this accountability Zoom. We will be asking you for the 90-minute time blocks in your calendar. We want to see that. We want to see your commitment to your business, to your Purium business. That's really important. We are going to be doing tracker sheets, but we're going to be having a spin on the tracker sheets. We're going to be working with them in Excel/Google spreadsheets. And you're going to be uploading your trackers into a large Google tracker sheet so that Rachel, myself, can be keeping tabs on all y'all about how you're tracking your business. Because honestly, if you aren't tracking your business, you're not going to be making the money that you want to be making, bottom line. So we're going to be working with you to help you track more so. Okay. Okay, this one's huge. This one's huge. There will be an expectation for the 90 days for you to be recruiting 5 brand partners each month. 5 brand partners each month. So if that takes you back a bit, that's good. It took me back too. But we will be working with you all to be leading with the business. And so having those business forward conversations, prospecting on Instagram, Superfood Social is totally business forward. I know many of you on my team are really wanting to have more brand partners. That's what these 90 days are going to be, mostly about, is how to do that. And we will be learning from Sarah how Rita has done it, how Sarah has coached with Rita and Mary Beth to get them to crown. These super Christina is in between Mary, it goes Sarah, Christina, Mary Beth, Rita, like this gorgeous lineage of crowns, right? So yeah, what else here? Oh, and we'll be doing our business affirmation, our business planning worksheet. But, for those of you who have been around for a while and you have, like it's not feeling as fresh to you, let's just say, in terms of the business planning worksheet, I invite you to get creative. Those of you who love Canva, make your vision statement for January in Canva, or create a collage, with your hands, or do whatever. Paint a painting about what you're doing for 2022. Like, it doesn't matter, and take a photo. Rachel and I don't care. What we care about is that you're setting your intentions, your business prayers is how I like to language it, or your business intentions. Because here's what I know. What we articulate with power is what comes into being. So the business plan worksheet is an opportunity for you to lay down with power and emotion what you're seeking to manifest in January and beyond. So we're going to keep doing that, but you get to decide how it looks, right? What's juicy for you? What's creative for you? What will have impact for you in terms of what you have to say and articulate for January, for your intentions, for what you're creating for your business. So that's a little bit of what the application will hold. And then we'll finalize all of that in the coming week, probably this week, actually. And we'll get that to you as soon as possible.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. So who's scared? Did that scare anybody? Is everyone like, oh my God, what am I signing up for? Is that even possible? So listen, that's why this is a leadership level up training, is because the idea is that you're going to be trained how to do this, that you're not just going to be thrown into the deep end without a lifeboat, okay, without a life support. We are your life support. We're each other's accountability. We're doing this together. Okay, Tanya said, I'm not scared, I'm stoked.
Right on, Tanya.
Right. And we all know that
Yes.
Not every brand partner activates. Not every brand partner does the thing. That's why we want to enroll many, because we know that if we enroll, I'm going to go back to way back in the day. So Kashi, who's on this call, was one of my first brand partners, and she's a yoga teacher, owned a studio back then. And she's a lovely yogini. And back then when we first started, we only enrolled brand partners. I mean, it didn't happen any other way. That was just the norm. It was like if someone was enrolling, we're like, oh yeah, we would say, like, want to get your products paid for? We'd have that conversation. Do you ever keep your options open for a second stream of income? And pretty much everyone was like, okay, you know, and so that was like always the conversation. We always were enrolling brand partners, right? Not everybody activates, but a lot of times people will enroll one or two people. But then once in a while you have somebody who's just really is excited and is on fire, just has that kind of energy, and they just enroll a lot of people. And you really don't know when that's going to be. So that's why it is a numbers game. It is about enrolling a bunch of brand partners at once so that you can have a bunch of people having the fast start experience. Somebody's knocking at my door, but I'm not going to answer it because they didn't text me and I have no idea who that kid is. But it is distracting. Yeah. So anyway, long story short is one of my favorite quotes from Scary Sarah. No, one of my favorite quotes is, if you're uncomfortable, if it's scary, if you feel a little bit nervous or sweaty, it doesn't mean it's the wrong thing. It can mean that it's pushing your edge, that you're just like on this little edge and you're not able to, you're not ready. I mean, you're ready to like do something new, but that you just need this opportunity to move you into where you're trying to go. It's like pushing you out of the nest a little bit. It's like, I'm scared to fly. Oh my gosh, I don't know if my wings work. But if we're not nudged a little bit, we might not use them. So now, as soon as Sarah said this to me, this expectation of enrolling 5 brand partners, I immediately had pushback. I was like frozen, like deer in the headlights. I'm like, oh my God, I am okay. And then I thought, well, what the heck? You know, it used to be that I only did that. And then I thought, well, I immediately started thinking, well, like, my first response was like, I'm already trying as hard as I can, and I'm not enrolling 5 a month. And then my next thought was, am I trying as hard as I can? Am I doing everything I possibly can? And then I thought about all the people I haven't circled back to, all the people I haven't followed up with. And I thought, actually, there's more people I can say hi to. There's more people I can follow up with. I can do more posts. I was like, yeah, there's definitely more I can do. There's definitely more I can be doing. And then I kind of got excited, like, oh, okay, I can do this. You know, I can actually do this. And I was like, thank you for the push, because now I'm like in action. And so just by her saying that, I've already gotten into action, getting ready for this, going like, well, if I'm on enroll 5 in January, I better start having these having more conversations so I can actually achieve that.
Yeah.
Right?
I want to speak to that actually, because when I first heard this from Rachel about where Sarah was going, I was like, what? About the 5 in 1 month? I had that feeling. I was like, I don't know that I can do that. Right. But here's the thing, you guys, and I'm just seeing what you're saying, Tal, in the comments. It's not about whether or not you can do it, because here's what it is. I know that if I really set my sights on it, I can do it. It's in the going after it. It's in the action toward the achieving of that goal. What if you only got 2 brand partners? What if you only got 3? What if you got 4? That would still be great, right? So it's in the going, like with anything, whether you're lifting weights, Tal, or whatever your challenge is, whatever your goal that you're going after, it's in the going after it where the gifts come, right? What if you only got 1? 1's better than 0, right? So it's about the going for it, the commitment to, I don't know that I can, I don't think I can, the fear, all of that, like be with that, breathe into that. And then, as my team knows, JFDI, just effing do it. We're just going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do the thing, because if you don't do the thing with network marketing, guess what happens? Nothing happens. And nothing, that's not why we're here. That's not why you're here the last week of December on a Zoom, because you want nothing to happen. You want something to happen. You want your life to be funded by Purium. That's what I want. So that's why I'm here. So I'm here to hold that for us all. That's what I'm going for. That's what Rachel's going for. That's what all the crowns. You might wonder, how is it the crowns? Like, if they've already achieved crown, like, why would they be going for it? Because they have their own personal reasons about what they want to be experiencing in their life, for their lifestyles, for their children, for their legacy, for whatever it is, right? And so I'm super jazzed to be on this journey with all of you, old timers, new timers, my new teammates. I'm thrilled to be on this journey with you. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to push our edges. Expect that. Okay. So anyways, we've said a lot.
Okay.
It's been over
I have to jump on that. And I want to say, I'm seeing a new hashtag forming. For every post that you're terrified to do, I want you to, you're going to hashtag it JFDI. Okay. For every post that you're like, I'm terrified, I don't know what I'm doing, this is crazy, just JFDI. And then you can look at all the JFDI hashtags and see all the other people who are terrified who are posting also.
That's, yeah, it's like life can be scary sometimes, really scary sometimes. And sometimes we just have to do it. We just have to do the thing, just effing do it. Right. And it's in that doing of it that we have our breakthrough. And that's what I want for all of you. And, Rachel and I, we're still in it, right? Like we're in our own transformation right now. Yeah. And yes, we've achieved some leadership imperium, but we're still in the transformation. We're all in this together. And so I'm excited to be here with you all, just like sweating it out. I'm sweating too. Sarah really, she makes me sweat. So we're going to be working out with Sarah and the crowns.
And I love that Tanya just said it looks like Jedi. So JFDI, aka Jedi, we are all Jedis now. Okay, we're all going to use the Force, the power of the Force. Now, again, just because there's this sort of like masculine energy of like push, like we're gonna, there's like this rah energy. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't also bring your feminine into it. And so, for example, when I got that call to action from Sarah and I realized, okay, I really want to move this forward, I want to move the needle forward. What happened was I just became more proactive with the conversations I was already in. And I just started actually, every person who follows me now, I send them a message. I haven't always been diligent about that, but every person who follows me, I send them a message. Well, guess what? Sometimes I send a message back and they're already on the team. They're like, oh, I follow you because I'm already on the team. I'm Superfood Social. I'm like, okay, fine. But I wouldn't have known otherwise, right? But still, it's starting a conversation. It doesn't mean I'm going on a massive spam attack. It doesn't mean I'm going out and spamming people. It just means I'm saying less to more people, right? That's the magic quote, is saying less to more people, just starting conversations. Hello, putting them on your funnel. And, many of you I know on this call are also very, what I like to call kind of spiritual beings, where, it's like there has to be a spiritual component to work, unless otherwise it's not fun, right? Otherwise it doesn't feel good. If we aren't having some kind of like spiritual component in our work, then it just feels like we're dominating people. It feels like we're attacking people, and that feels horrible. That just does not feel good to our spirit. So, I'm inviting you to be curious about people and think before, maybe even say a prayer before each time you go decide to start doing a post or go start messaging people, is, put your hands on your heart and think, who can I be of service to? And who can I attract to me today? Who's needing something? Like, who is needing something in this world? And I'm going to imagine that every single person, I really imagine that every single person who adds me or follows me on social media is somebody who's looking for something. And that's why God led them to me. They are looking for something and they don't even know what it is. And they don't even realize that I have something that they've already, I had this understanding once, that we meet our partners, right? As we find love in our life, and we fall in love with different people in our life, we meet them before we actually physically meet them. in the ethers, there's a connection, and we're just like, okay, like I can feel my partner coming in, whoever that is, right? Maybe you're like invoking, a love relationship, or maybe you're invoking a business partner. But it's like, if you've ever manifested love in your life before a relationship, it's like you kind of have this feeling about something coming before it's there. And then there's this conversation that almost happens in the ethers. And then the world has to physically figure out how to put you together. And in my case, I was physically in this conversation with Sarah Rhinelander in the ethers, right? In my mind, I was like, I need to quit my job. I am done with 9 to 5. I hate my business. I'm so tired of photography. I'm so tired of struggling with my health. I'm so tired of struggling financially. And I was just like putting the call out, like, I'm ready for something, right? And so I really felt like, the universe was putting us together and had to figure out how to physically put us together. And it came in the form of Sarah mistyping and accidentally typing my name in somebody's post. And there I was. And finally, it was like, oh, here's the way we align, putting these two people physically together. Now they're in conversation, and here we go. So it felt very cosmic that I put this call out and then it was answered that way. We don't always know what we're looking for. And so those people who you are talking to, you don't always know, they don't know what they're looking for. And you're not even aware that they're looking for it. But if they're put in your field, it's for a reason, right? And so why disappoint that reason by not finding out? At least be inquisitive and discover, right? We can ask questions. So I want to say, like, I'm curious, and use the chat if you're not on Zoom, if you're not on video. Who here has not said hello to every person who's followed them? Who has not said hello to every single person who's followed them or commented on social media? Okay, so I want to make a pact with you. Okay, I'm inviting a handshake on this. Can you agree that every single person who follows you on social media or comments on a post, that you can say at the very least, hello, thank you for following me? And maybe look at their posts and see what attracts you to them on their page. What are they about? Right? Just a hello, right? It's not like, hi, I do Purium. What are you up to? Are you looking for this? Here's my link. We're not spamming them. We're just starting the connection, writing it down. And that's why the follow-up is important, because the first word is maybe hello. And then maybe, I always leave everything with a question. Every communication I have, I always end with a question, because a question always invites the conversation to continue. If they don't answer my question, well, then I'll probably still circle back around to them. I'm going to circle back to them a few times and try to initiate conversation somehow. It might be me commenting on their social media, but they followed me for a reason. All right. They followed you for a reason. There was something that attracted them to you. Now, I know that sometimes people follow me because they're prospecting me, because they're like, I hope she follows me back because I have a product or a service that I'm trying to sell. Great. I might want to use their product or service, but I am going to look, I'm going to comment. I'm going to see what we have in common. And I always, lately, since I started my new account with all of them, I just always say, thank you for following me. So I remind them that they followed me. Thank you for following me. Now I'm engaging them. Now it'd be pretty embarrassing if they suddenly, for themselves, it would be pretty embarrassing if they stopped following me. If they're like, oh, she followed me finally. Now I'm going to unfollow her, but because I've talked to them now. Now they're going to want to stay following me. They're not going to want to be rude, right? And then unfollow me. It's like, now we have a relationship. So we're basically starting relationships. And so those of you who have any other businesses, catering, teaching, classes at a gym, whatever other businesses you have, this is going to serve all of them. This is going to create more connections for your own businesses, massage, whatever it is, whatever you already do. This is going to help you become an entrepreneur and a leader in everything. And that's why this is so special. This leadership training is going to help us all become better entrepreneurs at whatever we do. Even if you're a car salesman, right? This is going to teach us how to be better entrepreneurs. This is an entrepreneur training, which leads me to, how many people would you like to have doing this training with you? How many people would you like to have learning this with you? And just think about it just off the top of your head, just like, who would you love to have with you? And just put in the chat, name at least one person, somebody you would, gosh, I would love to have this person doing this training with me, whether they're on your team or not. But like, who would you love to have doing this training with you? Who would you love to get to learn how to be an entrepreneur, support them in whatever business they're already doing, as well as being able to do Purium with you? All right, got some names here. Okay, we're calling them in. Christy, Jay, Kim, and 3 others. Christy, Amber, Megan, Dina. Oh, I have a Dina also, and another Dina, and a David S. Samantha. Okay, I'm saying your names. Angie and Roseanne, I'm saying your names with them. Now, Mirankar, Olga. Now, how can we reach out to these people and say, hey, I am starting a leadership training course in January with my company, and I was thinking about who I would love to join me and who could benefit from this, and I thought of you. Very simple. And I thought of you. This is a powerful training that's about to begin with this woman who's the top earner of our company and all these other incredibly amazing leaders and top earners of the company. And you're somebody who I would like to team up with, right? So who can you let know there's a leadership training, a free leadership training that's going to be happening for 3 months. It's a container, it's a closed container. It's going to have a beginning and an end, that you would like to have join you on this journey. And this is one of the reasons it's so powerful to have to really work to enroll 5 people in your first month, because everyone who joins you through this training is going to get to be able to join the training. Anyone who comes on new through this training is going to get to join in the training. Okay. So you're actually giving people an opportunity to start powerfully, to begin this business in a powerful way at the beginning of the year, and also have an incredible transformation. Because by the way, what do we have going on? We have a Renew You, New Year, Renew You group health reset that begins on January 10th. So at the very least, they're going to want to do that, right? Has anybody in here been enjoying the recipes that I've been putting in the core for in our winter reset group? Right? Got all kinds of recipes going in there. So there's support there, and we're going to have more support, and we're going to have all these different classes happening. So not only do we have a leadership training, we also have classes happening and support for all these new people coming in. So there's going to be so many wonderful things offered to all these people. So who do you want to have do this with you? We're gonna actually take some time and start our list right now. That's what we're going to do next, is we're going to actually get our book out, and we're going to write a list and just brainstorm. And I don't want you to judge your list. I want you to write down as many names as you can. And we're going to do this for like 10 minutes. Just write down all the names you can. Look in your phone, look online, look at your social media. Think just brain out of your brain, just like, and it's really important that you don't limit yourself. Because if you edit someone out, it's actually going to limit your flow, and you're not going to continue. Okay. So I do want you to get your list out and start making your list, so that you're beginning your application process for this, so that you can start thinking about who you would like to join you. Okay. So is there anything else? Does anybody have any comments or thoughts or anything else they'd like to say before we start? Go ahead, Glenn.
I did the last thing with Sarah and was thoroughly amazed at how she led the group, and this sounds even more exciting.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for that testimonial. Anybody else? I remember the last time I did a 90-day run with this collective, with my team, we had 3 new diamonds and a green diamond. Or was it a blue diamond? Maybe it was a blue diamond, I forget. But anyway, so this is a really powerful container for people to actually rank forward. And the expectations are here only to help you succeed in your business. All right. So we're gonna start writing our lists, and you can start sending messages out. Now, one thing is, who has not yet entered into our giveaway? Who has not entered into our giveaway on Instagram? Raise your hand if you have not entered. That's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to go over to Instagram. I want you to go to superfood.social. I want you to enter to win the $700 giveaway. If you win, you get a pack for free, and you also get all those points. Not only that, your upline is going to get commission and points, and you're going to have a pack that you can then either keep or give away, right? You can use it for yourself, or you can also use it as your own giveaway on your page to create some momentum and to invite some people into the new year, renew you. So make sure you enter to win, and then invite as many people as you can to enter to win that too. So that's first of all, before anything, is enter to win right now. Go to @superfood.social on Instagram and enter, and tag some people to enter with you. And here we go.
I have a question.
Yes.
About, there are the people that like your post, but they don't comment on it. And then when you go to look at their profile, it's private, so you can't see anything. Do you just still like send a message and see if they respond?
Yeah. Yeah. If you send somebody a message, if you're able, I mean, if they're private, usually you can't send a message unless you follow them back. You can always follow and then unfollow them later if you want.
I think sometimes when they like you, you're able to send a little message back.
Yeah, always send a message, however you can figure it out. Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like, Kashi, maybe you answered your own question. Yeah, you just basically go to @superfood.social, and it's the very most recent post that's posted, and all the information to enter is right there. And you can do it on Facebook too, but definitely see if you can get as many people many friends as possible to enter the giveaway. All right.
And do we tag like you or Stephanie? Because it says tag whoever brought you to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay, we've had a little pause where we have been doing some prospecting, and I want to just give a shout out to Deborah, who sent the giveaway to 48 people. What? With a message, a personalized message. And did you tag some people in the post as well? Good job. Good. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Anybody else apply? Did anybody else enter to win the giveaway? You did, Glennis? Did you tag some people? You're muted. You're muted. Can't hear you, Glennis.
Well, I gotta unmute myself. I did it yesterday, and somehow I was limited to 5 each, but I did that a few times, and
Okay, good. Good.
keep sharing it.
Rocky, did you enter to win?
Hi. So I actually don't have a phone right now, so I'm kind of struggling with the
Aw.
whole Instagram thing right now.
Have you tried logging in from your computer?
Yeah, I can log in from my computer. Yes, I need to write a list of more people, and yeah.
Okay, good.
But I think I can do it from here.
Definitely enter. Y'all can win. I want
Okay.
someone on our team to win, or one of your people, one of your prospects to win. Definitely tag a few people. Good. And Zuber, hi, mama. Ann and Nico, you're like right next to each other on my screen.
Hi, lady.
Hi, babes. How are you?
Happy. Let me see Nico.
Nico and Kitty. Nico, my twin. Does anyone else think Nico and I look alike, or is it just me? If I go like this, like I'm pretending I'm nuzzling my kitty.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I thought it was you at first. When I looked
Yeah.
at it.
I've so many times seen pictures of Nico and thought it was me. Oh, I'm still recording. Thanks, Naomi. Here we go. Pausing it.